How about now? Cowboys. You have sound now? Oh, well that was an easy fix. Now to fix the crappy quality. I don't know if I can fix that. Is the sound choppy or is it just the video? Maybe I should check the stream health. Video output low. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay. Audio. Okay, guys. Trying to work on the video. Although I'm on the opposite side of my router, so I'm not sure if there's much I can do besides move out of the fish room. Bear with me, guys. Okay, gonna give that a second and see if anything changes. I don't think so. Wow, it's down to 240. That's pretty bad. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream, look at my router, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. I don't know if it's on, but New room. Yep, this is a hardwired connection, so it's probably better. Although I'm like getting a 10-second delay, and I have it set to no delay, so I don't know what's going on there. This is weird, I don't like it. Yeah, I'm getting like a 10-second delay, I don't get it. The option is right here, added delay, none. Yeah, it's been cold here, it's been snowing all day, lightly. Yeah, I'm still quiet, I'm still messing with the settings. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Well, as long as I'm coming good clear, I guess I don't really care that there's a delay on my end. I can go back private later and try to work on that. This hardwired connection is definitely a lot better than the Wi-Fi. Let's get over to this monitor over here. It says my stream is healthy. That must be a good thing. Detroit Lions? I don't think so. We need them to lose here in Seattle. Of course, our defense is so bad right now, we're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. The Bears. So you can see this empty desk behind me that I'm putting together. This is going to be where I'm going to live stream normally going forward. And then, it'll be facing this way, and I'm going to put a tank back here or something. I don't know. That's the plan. I don't know what I'm going to do, though. L44. I'm going to have to Google that one. What's the common name? Oh, the lemon. Hey, not only is it a Seahawks hat, but look, there's fish on it. Fish! Seahawks and fish. Where'd Kyle go? Is Kyle still on here? Might have left. View active users. Says he's on here. Hey, Carlos. I haven't forgot about you wanting the multis. There's a list of people that want them, but I'm not really wanting to ship when it's 10 degrees outside. But hey. Hey, Party Poison. Which one of your Plecos died? Set that guy. Now we got some moderators for when you guys get out of control. Ron, I would say bushy nose Plecos if you got a good market. Me, I've got like 5 local fish stores close to me, so I can breed 100 of them a month and not have a problem getting rid of them. The black tiger shrimp, I was just trying to find some yesterday, and I did find 4 of them, so they're still in there. I don't know how many, but there's at least some still in there. Anyone else lagging? Yeah, bristlenose are super easy to breed. You don't even have to do anything. Mine just lay eggs on the substrate. Obviously they prefer caves, but if there's not one, they'll still do it. I think it's pretty hard to breed ghost shrimp because I think they need brackish water, but I've never tried it, so I don't know. I'm gonna do it now. Mannequin. Okay, I'm bored. Kyle, I got you. I sent you an email, so you can delete that message. This is kind of neat. How many people are in here? 40 people? Sweet. Flynn, how much snow have you got up there? Hey, Michael. Chance, I am not married. That's one of the reasons I can have so many fish, probably. I need to get more people to watch other people. I don't know. There's a lot of cool fish channels, though, that's for sure. I can't keep up with them all. Monjack2444 says, are you going to get any more shrimp, Bob? And I think so. I think I'm going to get one more. So I've got the yellow shrimp that are doing really well. I've got, obviously, cherry shrimp. I've got the blue. I can't remember the name. They're the blue ones, though. And the black tigers. But I'm going to do another Neo, maybe orange. Because I have a stand that holds 3 20-gallon longs, and I think I'm going to use that to breed 3 different types of shrimp. It's been sitting in my garage now for Blue Dream. No, not Blue Dream. Here, let me look at LRB Aquatics. I know he has them. I didn't get them from him, but I know he has them. Shop, freshwater shrimp. I wish I had the Blue Dream. He used to have them. Oh, Blue Pearl. That's it. Blue Pearl. Chance says, do you have any recommendations for online places to get various shell dwellers? I don't know. Aquabid. You know, you kind of got to be careful who you buy on Aquabid. Maybe the Wet Spot, which is in Portland. They ship a ton of fish. I get my Tanganyikans from cichlidlovers.com. That's not a fish porn site. That's a real you're okay to click on that. So a lot of good quality fish come from there. Yeah, Rachel did that video of the multis, so she has some. I've seen a ton of them locally. Yeah, it's Inglorious Bettas. For some reason, I thought that Inglorious Betta was local. Maybe because I saw her on Corey's live stream? I guess not, though. 928 where she is? You'll get better prices and better quality from cichlid lovers over the wet spot. The problem is that a lot of times he'll only ship to airports. So if you don't have one by you, he might not ship them. Okay, grew up in Edmonds. Makes sense. $86 degrees. Oh, Clay, sorry I missed your message. If you're still here, have a good night, good morning, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. Puppy is doing awesome. She's basically got scars from like her neck all the way down to her legs, her back legs, but they're healing pretty well. I think the stitches come out next Thursday. Oh, this might be something. Urbo, I see from your recent video you use Safe for water changes. I use Prime. Was thinking Safe would be a great moneymaker. When you do water changes, do you add Safe right to the tank? I do. I use the Aquion version of the Python, and when it's filling in, I just add it right to where the water's filling in, so it kind of mixes and pushes it around. Lewis says that I should do more videos on the guppy, pleco, snail, shrimp. It's a 55-gallon, not a 75-gallon, but you know, I thought about it, but not much changes from week to week, so I think I'm going to do it every other week. What does Safe do? Safe is the powder form of Prime, and it does do chloramines, if I remember right. But don't quote me on it because I don't have chloramine in my water, so I don't really pay attention to that. And what was wrong with my dog? So she had huge bladder stones. They said they were the biggest they've ever seen, and she had a urinary tract infection. And when she went in for her first surgery, they found a bunch of tumors all down her chest, basically the inside of her chest. Like, you know, they have dogs that have nipples all the way down. There was tumors on all of them. So she had to have all those removed. She had to have the bladder stones removed, and then a couple days after the bladder stone surgery, well, the day after, I had to go to work, and I was supposed to watch her, so I don't know what happened. But then the day after that, she was just in a massive amounts of pain, so I took her back, and her bladder had opened up, and so it was like spilling a bunch of bile and urine into her stomach, and it was just a mess. So not sure what that was about, but she might have jumped up, or she wasn't supposed to jump or stretch, and I had her confined to my room, but yeah, it wasn't good enough. So this time she had to go back and basically have the surgery redone. They had to use like 4 gallons of this sterilizing stuff to flush out her stomach. It was a real mess. She was there for 3 days. Yeah, definitely check out LR Brett's Aquatics for shrimp. Here we go. I'll link it for you. These are where my yellow shrimp came from. The human Pleco, she is 10 years old. Manchurian, you got blocked. I'm not sure why. Oh, damn is one of my keywords. You can't really say that on my channel or it's going to block you. But Manchurian did say, damn, she's lucky to have such a valiant owner. Lucky for me that the YouTube community kind of pitched in, because that was huge. That was a lot of donations. I remember talking to Michael after I found out he started that GoFundMe, and I was like, man, I wish he would have asked me first, but I didn't think it was gonna get that much traction. But it's got up to like $900. We're gonna close it out though, because it's been 2 weeks. But that was crazy. The total bill was a little over $6,000. DIY Pleco Caves, Daniel's Fish Room wants to know. And if you're by a local rock yard, you can get pieces of slate for really cheap and just break them and make your own. Otherwise, those caves that are going around, the terracotta caves on Amazon are going around. I got a bunch of those. They work pretty good. Aqualife TV, how you doing? Terracotta pipes, there you go. Like watering pipes. Yeah, or not even the local. That's actually a good idea. Clay Studio. The one of my best friends is a teacher for a middle school. I should have him kind of go into the arts and craft and have him make me a bunch of clay pots or clay caves. The human Pleco wants to know how much I sell my shell dwellers for. Locally, I sell the multifasciatus for usually around $5 to $7, depending how big they are. Up here in this room, it's probably about 70 degrees. Got terracotta clay from Home Office Depot? Huh. Check on my stream health here. Still says my stream is healthy. Have you ever tried ponds? So, yes, my dad has kind of a mini lake more than a pond. It's huge. But, I don't know what the heck that was. But it's got like trout. I've never used it for tropical fish, but trout, bass, perch, things like that. Party Poison says I have a batch of Lake Victorian African cichlid fry under 1 inch. 2 of them are already coloring up and being stupid aggressive. Yep. Victorians are by far the most aggressive. There's really nothing you can do about that except maybe putting more hardscape in there, more places to hide. I don't have a ton of stories about PetSmart and Petco employees. I don't go to Petco ever, and my local PetSmart is actually really good. Not in terms of fish, but the people there are awesome. And so every time Petco has their $1 gallon sale, I just go to PetSmart and they match it. And then if they're doing any online promotions, like if you buy something on their website and it's 10% off, then they'll do that too. So I got 15% off minus, so I got the $1 gallon sale on my 40-gallon breeders, and then I got 15% off on top of that. So I got them for like $35. Yeah, Corey at Aquarium Co-op and Greg Jones both did the video of the terracotta clay. Here, I'll see if I can just find it for you guys. I could just look in my order history. Water. Okay, here they are. Here's what everyone's talking about. The next $1 sale is probably going to be January. I would do sips. I wouldn't do Brichardi. Carlos says 60-gallon tall tank. What would you do for multis for a top dweller? Definitely sips. My PetSmart will price match, not all of them. Michael says, how much money have you spent lifetime on fancy Plecos? And honestly, I don't want to know. Actually, they built a new Petco by my house, and I went in there and I was asking them about fish and what they can order, and the lady just printed me off this huge list from their wholesaler and was like, here you go, anytime you want something. I'm still not going to order from them, but hey, Charles, fish tanks. My favorite Pleco is the L397, and I always forget the common name, but it's stupid expensive, so I'll probably never own it. Let's see. There is my favorite Pleco. That is also my favorite Pleco I don't have yet. Yeah, PetSmart and Petco, they order, so there's a big wholesaler in California, and then there's Seagrass Farms in Florida that I know mine order from, but I never really have good luck with their fish, so I'd rather just order through local fish stores that go through smaller wholesalers. I've never kept a gourami, Michael. And it's not because I don't like them, I just haven't. I don't know why. What's a good budget 2-point sling for an AR-15? I think I'm leaning towards Magpul. This is the wrong live stream for that, but mine is a Magpul, so that's a good choice. Flynn wants to know favorite Apache food for Plecos. I have bottom scratcher. I mix bottom scratcher with morning wood with the one I always forget. I don't know what it is. The algae one. I do like 40% bottom scratcher, 40% morning wood, and then about 10% of the algae one. I have kept South American cichlids. I actually have a lot of them right now, mainly Apistos. I have Cryptoheris myrnae. I have Honduran red points. Soylent Green. I don't know why I can never remember that, but yeah. Soylent Green is actually my favorite Rapashi. When are you starting up a business? Jade Aquatics says. I don't know. I'm still having fun being a hobbyist. Yeah, Rapashi. I'm not sure how Alan picks his name. I think his name is Alan. I'm not sure how he picks his names, but Morningwood and Soylent Green. What was stock in the first tank you've ever owned? Well, that's a tough one because that's going to go back to like junior high, and I know I had red tail sharks. I had all the stuff that you shouldn't have: red tail shark, bala shark, rainbow shark, all in a 29-gallon tank. Hey Bob, sorry I'm watching on my phone. Someone called me. If you answered my multis in a 28 question, could you say it again? Actually, I didn't see your question. $8 for a Cory. I've paid a lot more than that for a Cory Dora. VSAG wants to know what's up with the 240. It's still in the garage. I'm not going to have really money to set it up for a while, probably a month or two. So the vet bill was $6,200, and I put it on my credit card, and I hate having credit card debt, so it's kind of where all my money's going right now. Are you going to add a new tank to your live stream room? So yes, there will be a tank. I actually have a tank right over here. It's my betta, and there's guppy. There's the guppy is still in there. I don't know if you saw that, and the cherry shrimp are still in there. Have you ever had a black ghost knife? No, I haven't, but I think they're awesome. Do you plan on going, Jesse Guzman says, do you plan on going into saltwater in the future or staying freshwater? So I have had a saltwater tank, and that used to be the tank that was right here by my desk, but it gets way too hot in here in the summer because there's my computer, there's another computer over here, there used to be a computer back here, and we all have like, that one has dual 32-inch monitors, this one has 27-inch monitors, and so it gets really, really hot. There's a server down there, and so the tank got like 80 degrees in the summer, so then I moved it downstairs, and I don't know, I broke it down. I'm not sure why. I didn't have good luck growing corals. Of course, I didn't really know what I was doing, but... Is your dog doing better? Yeah, dog's doing great. What are the Cory cats in your Pleco tank with the high dorsal fins and spots? Says Manchurian Place. Those are Cory Dora's Pulcher. Cory Dora's Pulcher. And those are the most expensive Corys I ever bought, mainly because I bought them as adults. Mr. Fish says, what's the most expensive fish you've ever bought? That's my zebra plecos. Huh, you have super green instead of soylent green. That's weird. Hey Bob, are you going to make live streams a regular thing, or are they a regular thing and I haven't... this is my first one actually, and I just, I don't know, it's taken me like a day to figure it out. Some of you hopped on my live stream the other day and it was like a black screen, and I just figured that out tonight, so I figured, hey, why not just hop on? I do not have a live stream schedule, and I may do it like Sunday mornings before football starts. I don't know. Charles Fish Tank says, I've been inspired by your 55 breeding for profit tank, and I want to set up my own. Have you had any issues with your ancestors eating your cherry shrimplets? If I do, or if they eat them, I have no idea. Man, there is like one fly in here, and it's really starting to bug me. But the bristlenose should be primarily algae eaters, herbivore. I've never seen them eat anything. Maybe when they're fry, they need more protein, but not as adults. What do you think about a 29-gallon for colony breeding white clouds? Yeah, that'll work great. What size tank does the Cyprichromis leptosoma kerengi need? I know people that breed them in 40-gallon. I think the footprint is more important than the gallon. I'm going to try to keep all my Cyprichromis in a 4-foot tank. What plants do you use for your breeding for profit tank? It's guppy grass. What are the signs of... Oh, I missed it. Man, this is harder than it looks, keeping up all these questions, all the chat. Where did it go? Guppy grass. Yep. What are the signs of an aging fish? The same size as an aging human. They just start to look old. They don't move as fast. They don't look as good. Their skin starts to sag. No, I'm just kidding. Do you have any tubs set up? Jesse says, do you have any tubs set up for outdoors or plan on doing them? I do not, because I don't have a fenced yard, and I got a bunch of hooligans in my neighborhood, so I wouldn't trust them. And there's a lot of people in this neighborhood that let their dogs just roam free. It's really annoying. My living room reef tank is what makes my wife allow me to keep fish in the room. Yeah, my roommates want me to put a saltwater tank back in this computer room, but it gets too hot. I don't want to spend $9,000 on a cooler. Mr. Fish says, what's the attraction to plecos if you never see them? Because when you do see them, they're glorious. But so a lot of my pleco tanks, specifically one of them that has like my leopard frog plecos and my blue phantom plecos, I never really see them, but I put in a bunch of the bloodfin tetras, and so I don't know if they benefit from the dither fish, but they're out a bit more now, so I would say they do. What light is good? Sky's Fish Room. What light is good for a breeding for profit tank? Really depends on what plants. Guppy grass is a very low light plant. It floats, so it's always up by the light, so you don't have to worry about it. Well, never would have guessed you like football. And fish. Oops. You should upload these live feeds so I can watch them after work. I think they upload automatically. I'm not sure how it works. This is my first one. Chad says, how do you feed a catfish with a fish aquarium full of African cichlids? The food doesn't even hit the bottom. I feed mine a lot, so the food does hit the bottom. Neon Tetra Aquarist. I've been subscribed to him a long time. Hello. Oh man, I accidentally scrolled again. Let me go back up. Flies are annoying. Yes, they are. Will you ever try 10 to 12K white actinic lights for your African cichlid tanks to show off their colors? I think I will. I actually have a couple. The problem for me is they don't show up on camera very well. I don't know if it's my camera, but every time I use that higher Kelvin rating, it never shows up on camera very well. Hey, Martin. Neon Tetra wants to know what everyone's favorite Tetra is. I wonder if his is a Neon Tetra. I like black Neon Tetras. Neon Tetras. Saggy fish skin, yeah. Vampire Tetras are interesting. Yes, my idea of having a giant window tank with all the hooligans is definitely not a good idea. My favorite Tetra right now is the white fin Tetra. Caitlin says, hey Bob, what would you recommend for a showpiece fish in a 60-gallon tank? I'm not too sure. What is it, like a 60-gallon cube? I don't know. I don't really do showpiece fish. I just do what fish I like. And if other people don't like them, they don't have to look at it. That's kind of how I feel about it. Oh man, when you scroll in this chat, it like goes 100 miles down the list. It's really annoying. Jesse asks, would you try perfecting or creating your own guppy strain in the future? I don't think so. I don't think I like guppies enough to go through all that. And you know, I asked Corey about that one time, and he's like, oh, it can take like 7 years to make your own strain. So, no. Charles Fish Tank says, why didn't the Seahawks run the ball? Because Darrell Bevel is an idiot. Kyles says they should upload automatically. Hopefully they do. Any suggestions for a show tank in a vet office that's 65-gallon tall tank in direct sunlight? Yeah, rainbow fish. If you can buy them as adults. If you don't buy them as adults, no one's going to look at it. What's your preferred sinking food? Depends what I'm feeding, but the foods that I do use are New Life Spectrum. It's kind of my main food, and Rapashi, which are both sinking. The New Life Spectrum, you can get the floating kind or a sinking kind, but those are kind of my favorites. Hey, do you think duckweed is good for breeding guppies? If you have a ton of guppies, it is, because it'll remove the nitrates. I hate duckweed, though, and I would never recommend it. Hey, Chris Johnson. Finally made it to your comment. You mentioned, Martin says, you mentioned you have a Pistos. Could you video at some point of the do's and don'ts? Like your channel, by the way. Thank you. The do's and don'ts. I could probably do something like that. See if I can scroll without skipping everyone. Nice seeing you do a live stream. Keep up the great work. Thank you. This guy says his favorite basketball team is the New York Giants. They're probably better than the New York Knicks. Flynn says, how do you know if a Pleco is not getting enough food? What are some signs? They'll be really skinny. That's kind of it. If you have just one and you don't have anything to compare it to, that might be kind of hard, but Joel says, this is cool, so many Sunday live streams now. It's still Saturday where I am, but I might do it on Sunday mornings. Josh asked, do you sell any leopard frog plecos? I do not. They still have not bred for me. I thought one was pregnant, but it turns out she was just fat. I thought she was egg bound. She was just food bound. Hello from Niagara Falls. Man, I'm gonna need some more water. Dwayne says about underfed plecos, flat bellies. Yes, sunken bellies, definitely. Good call there. Short and anxious, hello. I need to pay attention because I know Lucas at LR Brett's Aquatics is going live at some point. I don't want to overlap his stream. Should pull up his channel. I think I'll get an email. Hey Bob, my bettas recently bred and I have about 50 fry. When do I separate them so they don't destroy each other? As soon as you notice some aggression, I would start separating them. You probably have some time though. Big Fly Media says, is it just me or is the video lagging? Hopefully it's just you. I don't see anyone chiming in, so it must be you. Yes, the H1 511 Tetra, that's my favorite. Gotta scroll back up because I just screwed the pooch on that one. Man, I'm way behind on comments, apparently. Carlos says his favorite is rummy nose Tetra or cardinals. I do like rummy nose. Charles says classic cardinals are still his favorite. Panda Aquatics says, hey Bob, do you buy from Gary Lang for rainbows directly or do you go through a local fish store to get them? I go through my local fish club because Gary Lang has come to Seattle many times and every time he does, he brings fish. And they always go to someone in the club that's going to breed them and then they kind of spread them out throughout the club. The last fish I bought, the Snapper Creek, I did buy it directly from Gary. But that was a group buy for our Seattle club, so he gave us a really good deal. I brought in, I don't even know how many, maybe 50-ish, and then spread them out to other people throughout the club. And I think I ended up with about 15 to 20 of them myself. Let's see. Manchurian says it's hard to choose between Emperor Tetras and Congo Tetras. Congo Tetras are nice. I just found there's like different color strains of them. I don't know if that's a human thing that we did that to them or if they're actually like that in the wild. Bloodfin Tetras are really awesome. Yeah. Justin says, Bob, have you ever thought about doing a Hillstream tank with those rainbows? So I have an 8-foot, 135-gallon aquarium in the garage, and it's basically like two 55s in a row. That's the dimension, so 12 feet deep, like 18 inches high and 8 feet long. And I was gonna do like a river stream tank with that, but turns out it's really hard to get. I was gonna do like native stream tank, but it's hard to get native fish shipped to me. So I think I'm gonna do a like an Amazon stream and put all my plecos in there and do like a fast current type stream. But I do have hill stream loaches and I do have rainbows. But so maybe that is something I'll do. This guy says his favorite Tetra is the bristlenose pleco. Sweet. Candy cane Tetras are nice. Bleeding hearts. Man, bleeding hearts get big. I was surprised when I saw some of those. I do have Manchurian says Ember Tetras. I have a giant school of those. Those are pretty awesome. You sounded exactly like Corey when you said that. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but okay. Anthony says, I'm also fond of Bentosai. I think those are the HY511s. I think that's the same thing. Bob, what size tank do you prefer for beginners? If I was to set up a tank for like my niece and nephew, I would give them a 40-gallon breeder. I think that gives them, you know, it's a good size and it gives you enough water to where, you know, if something happens with the water parameters, you do have some leeway. Do you think the big Rubbermaid totes would work for outdoor summer ponds? I don't know. I have the 22-gallon ones, and once they're filled with water, they actually like bend a lot, and I have to use clamps on them so they don't like expand. Panda Aquatics says, "Are you punting for the Seahawks this week? That was tough to watch. I don't even know how he dropped that. That was crazy. He's just running, no one around him, and drops the ball." Joel says, "Hey Bob, what's the water like out of the tap where you're at? Interested because you have Africans. It is absolutely terrible for Africans. It is basically RODI water. There is no minerals. It is terrible, terrible water." And in today's video, I didn't mention it, but I did put in the comments on what additives I use for my African tanks. Basically the C-Chem stuff. Ben says, "What do you think of discus and angels in the same tank?" I know people do it, but from my understanding is that angels get really aggressive at the hotter temperatures, so I don't know, but people do it. How do you feel about Amazon Frogbit? I'm indifferent. Jade Aquatic says, "What's your favorite type of filter? Sponge filter." Justin says, "Cichlids suck, rainbows." Man, cichlids suck, rainbows are where it's at. When my mouth gets dry, I start having this sound. I don't like it. I think cichlids and rainbows are both awesome. So there. The Human Pleco says, "How long do guppies take to hit sexual maturity?" Probably a couple months, depending on how much you feed them. Jamie says, "I've always enjoyed your videos. I hope you plan to do more streams. I would love to see it as a regular thing." I think so. This is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I wish the chat was better though. I mean, when I hit my wheel on my mouse, it's like 9,000 miles an hour and I miss everything. And then I'm just way behind. Okay, going back up. And I'm way behind. Short and Anxious says, "How's the Husky doing?" She's doing great, recovering well. Where did you get that hat? I got it at fanatics.com. I was very surprised to see a Seahawk and fish related hat, so I bought it immediately. That's why you never ask a woman if she is pregnant? Alright, I think I missed something there. Carlos said, "What's your opinion on wild caught versus domestically raised fish?" That's kind of a tough one. I'll generally buy raised fish um, before wild caught, but sometimes you don't have a choice. Also, if no one buys wild caught fish, then all those economies go to crap in the countries they're coming from. Usually that's like the main source of revenue. Short Anxious says Lucas won't go live till 8 o'clock my time. Awesome. Anthony says my typed responses show up before the video. Yeah, I can't figure that out. There's a delay in the audio. I don't know if it's in the audio, but well, I'd assume everything, like the video and audio, is delayed like 5 seconds, and I have it set to no delay. So I don't know what's going on there. I'll look at that when I'm done here and do a private live stream. Flynn says, I thought it was 7 p.m. Pacific. That's what I thought too. And I guess we'll find out. I'm going to put short in timeout. I really just want to try it. And that's a joke. And Gloria says, we got to see Rogue One for only $3. Well, you overpaid. I'm just kidding. Don't kill me. I haven't seen it yet. Well, apparently Sky's Fish Room was put in timeout. I wonder what I missed there. Dwayne says, Inglorious Betas, baking soda, Texas Holy Rock, crushed coral. I'm guessing to raise pH was the question that I missed. Anoop says, what's good, Bob? The rubber cap on my heater is growing some mysterious white silver material. Do you or anyone in the chat room have any idea what it is? I can say I've never seen anything like that. Laura says, took over a vet tank 1 week ago after the company that was caring for it was doing a horrible job for some time. Lost half for a long time and lost half the tank. Nitrates were over 200 parts per million when I took it over, down to 60 now. Good job. Justin asks, Bob, I know you have used Aquavitro ferts. What's your opinion on them? They're exactly the same as the Seachem. Aquavitro is owned by Seachem, and it's the exact same line. When I compare them side by side, everything is exactly the same. So save your money and buy the Seachem line because it's cheaper, at least where I'm at. Oh, and Glorious is out. Apparently the storm is coming. She's probably already gone, but thanks for stopping by. Still calling me Steve. Do more live streams. I don't know if that's a running joke because a lot of people call me Steve. Man. Tilapia Stew says, are you going to eventually put the puffer in the 240 or a bigger tank? Eventually it will go in the 240. Name unavailable, was doing a water change, got distracted, overflowed his bucket. Yeah, I do that all the time. Cherry shrimp and plecos can breed in the same tank. Cherry shrimp and bristlenose plecos can, because I do. Carlos said, if PetSmart was the only place to get rainbows locally, would you buy them? And I would. When I first started getting into fish, I bought Bosemani rainbow and turquoise rainbows from PetSmart. Now that I see the difference in quality, I don't know that I would, but if it was my only option, I guess I'd have to. Robert says, I thought guppies were born pregnant. I think they are. Charlie asks, I'm going backwards on the questions if you couldn't tell. Bob, are you ever going to keep angelfish or discus? Probably not discus, maybe angelfish. At the Chicago Aquatic Experience, there were some really nice koi angelfish that I thought were pretty awesome. Ooh, I think I'm getting the hiccups. I'm almost out of water. Melody says, we have rainbows for sale as feeders at my local fish store. That's interesting. I know a lot of people sometimes sell them for $1 when they don't sell them. All right, I think I caught up going backwards. Now let's see. Oscar says, what do you think about blue acara and emerald cories in the same tank? I was just looking up blue acaras the other day. Let me pull it back up. They're definitely pretty good looking fish. I think they would do just fine with cories though. Mod Squad, someone getting banned or timed out again? Well, I just skipped past every single question again. Maybe if I make this longer, make this chat take up the whole screen. Okay. See if I can get where I was. Okay, Pavilion says, can I use CCAM, Excel, and Comprehensive at the same time? I do. Flynn says, some Java moss I got is growing ugly whitish algae. How can I kill the algae without killing the moss? Java moss is pretty hardy. I bet you could clean that off with, I would take it out of the tank and spray it with hydrogen peroxide and then rinse it off. Manchurian says, what's an emerald cory? Green laser cory? No, they are different. Emerald cory, it's like the whole body is green, I believe. Whereas the green laser just has the green stripe. Oops. Yeah, so like the whole body is kind of a green tint. Hi. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Manchurian's place, I don't know why I have a hard time saying that. He's got a lot of cool videos. He's in China, and I was kind of blown away. Like, they have entire malls that are fish stores. It's pretty awesome. Panda says, if I had to choose right now, what would be my favorite tank in my fish room? My 75-gallon Tanganyikan tank. Caitlin says, what online fish seller would you recommend that's reputable, has a nice selection of fish, and is decently priced? I would say the Wet Spot in Oregon, Portland, Oregon. Just Google the Wet Spot Fish Store. Do not Google the Wet Spot. Wet Spot Fish Store. Okay. You Americans have such heavy accents. I think everyone does, technically. Yep, Manchuria covered it. Everyone has a heavy accent. That hat is as gnarly as a Seahawks uniform. Yep. Anthony's got to go. If you're still here, thanks for stopping by. It's Bob, my last name. I think a lot of people call me Steen for short. So I think people think it's Steve. I know it was a running joke that people were calling me Steve for a while. I don't care either way. What's your favorite rainbow fish from Australia? That's a good question. I'm gonna have to think about that one for a while. Hey Bob, not sure if you ever had an opportunity to look at your YouTube PM, which I sent you. Hope your dog is doing well. Probably not. For some reason, if I don't get notifications for private messages. It's kind of frustrating. I don't know what happened. I used to, and then I downloaded the YouTube app on my phone, and now I don't get notifications anymore. I don't know why. There's no setting for it. Short and Anxious says, I like most of the Akara species. I agree. They're all pretty nice. I will look at my PMs, though. Here, I'll look right now. This is probably why I'm so far behind in chat, because I keep doing stuff like this, but that's how I do it. Community, messages. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. I just read the first part, and I remember who you are, so yep. I'll do that later tonight. Oh, I saw Caddo River Rainbow, my favorite rainbow fish. I've never heard of that. Caddo River Rainbow. Oh, Trifasciata. Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's I actually have one of those too. An adult male. Manchurian says, my favorite rainbow is the Pseudomugil fricata. Yep, I have about 20 of those in a 33-gallon long. Those are pretty awesome. Name unavailable says, do you own reptiles as well? Not currently. I used to be really, really big into reptiles, but not right now. Manchurian says, Bob, have you ever kept a large lizard? I have kept a savanna monitor. That's the largest I've ever kept. And there's actually one video of it, of me feeding it shrimp on my channel from a long, long time ago. He says the notifications are from Google+. Oh, I thought Google+ was pretty much dead. I'll have to go check it out. Pavilion says, Bob, are you ever going to work for Corey? I don't know. I make pretty decent money, and my commute is 5 minutes. So if I work for Corey, my commute, depending on the hours, could be upwards of an hour. And I hate driving in traffic, so I don't know. Melody said, we had a monitor lizard hanging around the property I lived on that was killing our chooks and stealing eggs. Yeah, they'll do that. Bob, are your Honduran red points larger than adult common convict cichlids? Yes, they are. And a heck of a lot nicer. Or the notifications were, if you don't have Google+, you don't get notifications. I'm pretty sure I have Google+, I just never look at it because I thought Google was getting rid of it. Have you ordered Plecos from Jeff Rapps? No, I have not. And one of our local communities does group buys through him, so maybe the next time. I look at his list, he's never really had what I wanted at the time. So it just hasn't worked out yet, but I would. When you relax, beer, wine, liquor, or sober? Sober. I don't drink anymore. Manchurian says, what's a chook? I just assume chicken. Is weed legal in your state? Yes, it is. I am pro-legal, but I do not smoke. That's about the most politics you're going to hear from me. Jeff Raps is a legend. Sometimes his stuff is expensive, but awesome. Yep. Hey, Kayla. I used to know a guy from the bush. That's funny. Is that like all of Australia except for Sydney? Will you ever do a reacting to old videos video? I don't know. My videos aren't really old. I was kind of looking through them, and it was kind of neat seeing everything that's changed. But I don't know, like a reaction video? I don't know. Charlie says, why did you change your YouTube profile pic from the episto to the drawing? So the drawing was actually done by someone who watches the live stream, and I just thought it was really cool. So that's why. What do you do for a living? I am a systems technician. Computer nerdy stuff. And Cheering says, I've got a mixed school of lampi killies and the frickatas. Huh. That's exactly how I have mine. I have the Norman's lampi killies and the frickatas in a 33-gallon long. Orange laser quarries. I have a couple of them in my 125. Kayla wants to know, how's the 240 plans going? They are on hold. I should do a video of that. You guys can see how many projects are sitting in my garage. I can barely walk out of my garage right now. I've kind of been going through and selling off stuff, but so that's kind of why my garage is a mess. IT. Yes, I am in IT. I'm in, as far as IT goes, it's kind of boring, but Julian says, what's your take on the guy who makes 2 female and a male betta splendens in a community tank on Corey's home aquarium video? Accident waiting to happen or a cool experiment? I'm always going to go with cool experiment every time. It can and may be an accident waiting to happen, but as long as he's there to watch it and monitor it, I think it's a cool experiment. Kayla says, convert the garage into a fish room. Working on it. I don't own the house, so it's a process. Biggest South American, Central American cichlid you would ever consider keeping. I will show you. This is another fish that I saw at the Chicago Aquatic Experience. And if I had unlimited space for tanks, I would keep, it's like a Haiti something or other, the black nasty cichlid. That's the one I would keep. Brian says he finally jumped on the betta train. Yep, I'm trying to keep myself limited to just one, but it's pretty hard. What Michael says, what size was your first fish tank, and do you remember the first fish you put in it? My first fish tank was a 29-gallon that used to be for reptiles, and then I changed it and put fish in it. And I went with all the sharks, rainbow sharks, red-tailed sharks, bala sharks, and it was terrible. I had no idea what I was doing. Barbara says, Bob. Hi, Barbara. I hear you, Bob. I'm once again stuck in the middle of an aquarium project, but I'm determined. Yeah, I've got a lot of them. Apparently I need to work on my block list. Manchurian Play Place says the Black Nasty, what a name, and somehow that got blocked. None of that's a bad word, so I'll take a look at that when this is over. Sorry about that. Flynn says I've never kept a beta. You should. It took me a long time to get one, but now that I do. Black Nasties, Panda says, Black Nasties are really hard to grow out, extremely rewarding though. Yeah, I just thought it was an amazing fish. And I'm not a fan of like big Central South American cichlids, but man, the thing was so awesome. Have you ever watched a game of rugby league? I have. Every once in a while, at like 3 in the morning, it's on like ESPN 32. That's how many ESPNs you have to go through before we get rugby here in Seattle. What's on the windowsill? Oh, old graphics card. Are you a Christian? I don't really talk politics or religion, sorry. What are black nasties? They're Nandopsis haitiensis, something like that. I will give you a link. There you go. Yep, it is a big South American cichlid. Now, I don't know why Black Nasty is getting blocked by my automatic channel blacklist. Short and Anxious says, I love the Black Nasty cichlids, but they are huge, and I cannot watch videos on Jack Dempsey's either. They are both pretty for large fish. I'm not sure why that got blocked, but... Julian says, ha, just googled Black Nasty. More aggressive than a jaguar or dovi. That's... yeah. That was blocked too. So apparently Black Nasty is getting blocked by YouTube's spam filter. Interesting. If you were going to own reptiles again, what would you keep? So the reptile that on my fish list, the reptile that's on my bucket list for reptiles is the green tree monitor. So if I ever got lizards again, that's what it would be. Have I kept these Plecos? Let me take a look. L44. I have not. Brian says, my tank addiction is getting out of control. Welcome to the club. Any plans to keep more West African cichlids? Always. I love West Africans. I love my Nanochromis. So they're a fish I'm always looking at. You need a tank behind you. Yep. See, that's what I say. At least it's not drugs. See, it could be a lot worse than fish tanks. Julian says it's a racist cichlid, probably. Maybe that's why it's getting blocked. Blocked for racism. Black Nasty as one word does not get blocked. There you go. Say it that way. What was your first favorite fish? First favorite fish. Let me see if I can figure that out. First favorite fish. Oops. Joel says, does the electricity bill get brutal during the winter in the USA? Mine is around $180 a month. Mine is around $50 a month for my fish room. Pavilion N says, best way to cure tank addictions, get married. That's probably pretty accurate. Bevan says, just say hi so I know I'm on. Hi? No more catfish or no more rainbow fish for the rest of your time keeping fish? No? Do your fancy Plecos breed yet? No, I don't think they're old enough. It says only a problem if you keep racist fish. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just my first favorite fish. There it is, the roseline shark or the Denison barb. I knew I'd find it. Keep one, kill one, breed one. I already answered that question, Finn. You'll have to go back through Corey's videos. Ron says, what do you feed your plecos? Mostly Rapashi or Hikari wafers. What fish would you create? I don't think I'm creative enough to create a fish. Manchurian says, I want to get a turtle tank and set up my bonsai tree in the basking platform with the roots immersed. Sounds pretty cool. Keep a betta in it. If he buys another tank, he'll wake up castrated. Zig27's comment got blacklisted. How old before you can sex a bristlenose? It must be sex. Well, obviously it's sex that got blacklisted, but that's his question. I don't know that you can really say how old because they grow faster or slower depending on who keeps them. But as soon as you can start seeing males form the bristles, they're probably good to go. Julian says, gotta go, very late in the UK. Great to see you doing live streams. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by, Julian. Name Unavailable says, I would create an inch-long gator gar. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. Did you see the fly? It's still here. It won't go away. Stupid thing. Flynn says, do you keep pothos or bamboo in hang-on-back filters? I do. I keep spider plants and another plant that I don't know the name of, but my mom gave me clippings when I was at her house. And I tried it with some, I experimented with some fish to make sure it wasn't toxic, and thankfully the fish survived. Kayla says, name no gator gars need to say big and nasty. That got blocked. Sorry, Kayla. I haven't written to them. I googled Gary Lang and came up with just YouTube videos. Jay says, hope your dog is doing better, mate. She's doing amazing. Still is not able to run and play, but she really wants to. Floyd says, are you going to live stream every Saturday now? I don't know. I might do it Sunday mornings. I don't know that I'm going to be home every Saturday night. Would you consider breeding bettas? Probably not, honestly. What's the best way to feed my Pleco in my Oscar tank? I've been throwing in algae discus just before I turn the light off for the night, but not sure if that's working. Ooh, excuse me. Plecos are nocturnal, so I would throw it in quite a bit after the lights were off. Brian says, so Bob, on one of my tanks I've got a hair algae problem. It's even on the filter intake. Should I spray the filter with hydrogen peroxide as well as the plants? I don't use hydrogen peroxide on hair algae, I just take it out. What's an easy to keep shrimp besides cherry? Any of the Neos, so any color variant of the cherry, orange, yellow, blue. I mean, you could certainly use hydrogen peroxide on hair algae, but it's usually really easy to just pull it out and do water changes and it doesn't come back. Where does it say how long I've been streaming? I feel like it's been a while. Oh, 1 hour, an hour and a half? Holy cow. 6:30? It shouldn't be that long. Dosing Excel works for hair algae too. Yep. How old size does my bristlenose Pleco need to be before they can breed? As soon as the male starts getting the bristles, you should be good. Yeah, for me it says an hour and a half. It probably is counting all that nonsense from before I got it working. How have the shrimp you got from LR Brett's been doing? They've been good. I moved them out of the 20-gallon that the dwarf rainbows were in, and now they're in their own 10-gallon. And yeah, they're doing really well. I posted a picture of them on Instagram, but not a lot of people use Instagram, and I'm not really a fan, but I still do it. Jamie says, see how awesome live streams are. An hour and a half flew by. Yeah, it's actually pretty fun, too. Does anyone know how long until Lucas live stream starts? I thought it was 7 o'clock my time, so a half hour, but I think Short and Anxious said 8 o'clock my time, so an hour and a half. I suppose I could just look at his channel. LR Brett's Aquatics. It's not that I don't like Instagram. I hate all social media, but you gotta do it, I guess. Gotta go, dinner time. Great stream, Bob. Thanks, Flynn. Upcoming live stream. Saturday, 7 p.m., so 25 minutes. I haven't seen red white clouds available here in China. So you can't get a pistos in China? That's unfortunate. Michael says, I hate the term social media. I hate the term, I hate the concept, I hate everything about it. LR Bretts is always live streaming, it feels like it, and always uploading videos. I thought it was funny he came out with this video saying that he's not going to upload as many videos as he has been, but he still does. He's crazy. Yeah, it's telling me it's going to go live in about 25 minutes. How many people do we have? 74? Wet Sleeve says, any plans on breeding rainbows? Nope, not unless it happens naturally. I do not want to go through that hassle. I'd rather have someone else breed them, and then I'll just buy them. LR Bretts is a busy guy. Yes, he is. Short Anxious says, white cloud minnows you can't get in China? That's where they're from. Why sleep when you can live stream? Favorite tiger barb variant? I'm not a barb expert, but I didn't even know there was variants. I guess I know there's 2 types. Would you try to spawn his rainbow tigers? His rainbow tiger endlers? I know I'm on the list for, so I'm on the list for some of his shrimp, and then I'm also buying some of the rainbow tigers. So I kind of had to put that off a little bit though, so I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to do that now. When Lucas brought out the chainsaw to open the fish shipment, I died laughing. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I was really hoping he was going to start it up and at least like nick the top of the box. That's what I was hoping for. Have you kept any endlers, and if so, what else can you keep with them? I have not. I have gotten 1 endler in a bag by mistake, but otherwise just guppies. Tiger barbs. Let's look at some tiger barbs. Yeah, see, the only ones I've ever seen are regular ones, and then the green looking ones with the red fins. That's pretty much all I'm getting here. Well, I guess there's albino ones. I've never seen those in person. I guess I gotta go with just the regular tiger stripe, my favorite. Any native fish you are interested in? Yeah, I have a whole list, like the rainbow darters. I really wanted some of those. Okefenokee pygmy sunfish, which I do have. The problem is the guy I want to buy them from, he's really cheap, but he doesn't have permits to ship to Washington. And so I've just been kind of on this waiting list, waiting for him to get it. The other person that I can buy him from that ships him to Washington is way more expensive, so I don't want to go that route. I understand, you know, they put in the time to get the permits and that costs money, but at the same time, I don't think it justifies the cost. Manchurian says, you have a few mascara barbs, right? I've got one, and it was a donation, so that's why I only have one. Marble crays are so much smarter than normal shrimp. I want to get my hands on some marble crayfish. They're illegal in Washington, so I'm never going to get them. Any advice when collecting wild aquatic plants? No, because I really don't have aquatic plants where I'm at. What Sleeve says, where do you sell your fish? Mainly to my local fish stores. I've looked for, because I go hiking a lot. I love doing like waterfall, lake hikes. I've never really seen any type of plants. Google Starfire Tiger Barb. All right, let's do it. Are they red or the green? Are these injected? They look like dyed fish. Oh, IFG is here. How's it going, man? Says he's going to start a shrimp hatchery to feed his predators. That's actually not a bad idea. Oh, here's Lucas. We were just talking about him. Now we can get it directly from the source. LR Bretts, when are you starting your live stream? Because I don't want to overlap. That's what we were trying to figure out. Some people say in 20 minutes, some people say in an hour and 20 minutes. Oh, Aquanut is here too. Bringing him in. How's it going? Aquanut. Aquanut stole my video idea, and by stealing, I mean he thought of it first, and then I saw him post it, and I was like, well, can't do that now. Still waiting for Lucas to tell me when he's starting his live stream. Planning on 10. Well, that doesn't help me my time. What do you 2 hours ahead? Aquanut, that was the the holiday gift idea. I was like, I was just thinking, like, what would I like to see in my stocking as a fish keeper? And then literally like the next day, there was your video. Not that you could fit an FX6 in a stocking, but same idea. I thought it was pretty cool. Freshwater Finn says he lives in Washington too. I gather driftwood up in Skate Creek, and I've discovered several plants in the waterways. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. All right. So 15 minutes. Now I've been doing this for a long time. I'm ready for you to take the reins. Just buy a bigger stocking. I tried that as a kid. I didn't get any more gifts. It did not work out that well. Yeah, you think I would know what time zone Lucas is at since I've been to his house, but we did way too many time warps that night for me to even try to think about it. Because we went through 2 time zones, we went through daylight savings times. It was just crazy. Rob says, hey Bob, can you say hi to my 2-year-old daughter? She's listening to you. Her name's... Oh man, I don't want to butcher her name. I'm terrible with names. Khaleesi? I don't know. Don't get offended if I'm saying that wrong. That sounded like some doctor scribble there. Yeah. I can understand it though. That's all that's important. Elder Lake. Yeah, wood around here is the really easy thing to find. It's the plants that I've just never seen. Because I go up into the Cascades, so it's super cold. That's probably why I don't find any plants. Yeah, can somebody spell that name phonetically? Khaleesi? Charles, is that a Game of Thrones name? No, I do not watch Game of Thrones. I don't watch a lot of TV. You said it right, Bob. Well, now I've said it like 3 different ways. I don't know which one's right now. Khaleesi or Khaleesi? It's like 20 degrees, I think. It's been snowing all day. Thoughts on dwarf 4-leaf clover for carpeting? I think it looks nice. Josh says, other than Aquarium Co-op, Bridges Pets, and Aqua Pets, what other fish stores do you know of in Washington? There's Sierra Fish and Pets. The other really, really good one is Aquarium Zen in North Seattle. So Aquarium Zen, Aquarium Co-op, and Aqua Pets are kind of my go-to. Caitlin says she's jealous of the snow. It's not sticking, which is weird. It's just a really light snow. Maybe a ½ inch. Brian says, I used to love Christmas until I started working for UPS. Been seeing lots of fish shipments. That's cool. I would hate to work at UPS this time of year. Extra Steps says, how often do you feed your guppy grow-out tank? Every night. I'll put in Pleco and shrimp food, so rapashi, wafers, things like that. And every morning I feed flake. Most interesting fish to watch for a small aquarium. I think how small? Are we talking 10 gallon? Are we talking 3 gallon? LR Brett's Aquatics says, no fish tanks behind you? Nope. This is a new desk. I'm putting it together. I'm moving everything over here, and then a fish tank is going to go against this wall eventually. Short Anisha says, Bob, what are you looking forward to catching in Peru? An undiscovered Pleco. So if we do the 15-day package, which hopefully we will, they'll take you way up in places that have not been explored, and so I'm hoping to find new Plecos. Jamie says, I got 6 inches of snow. Come over and take all you want. I wish we could get that much here. What about that large tank from Corey? The 240 gallon is still sitting in my garage. Do you keep Psilocybe? I have before, but I don't currently. Uh, 907 says, I got a 90 gallon with giraffe cichlid, Texas cichlid, yo-yo loaches. Can I put in a clown loach? You could, but clown loaches are generally a schooling fish, so I'll try to get at least 3. Charles says, wait, Bob, you're going on a Peru collecting trip. It is something we're trying to put together. So yeah, probably going to try to talk Lucas into going, obviously Corey. And probably not going to do it this year. There's only 13 days left, Lucas. Just kidding. Hopefully go next year. LR Brett's is saving his YouTube money to do so. It's good that you're making YouTube money. Skate Creek, I found Anubias-like plants. That's interesting. I know there's a lot of pennywort plants that can be found, but not usually where I go. Stargrass would be interesting. Jungle Valve is another one that's around here. If you're looking for undiscovered plecos in Peru, you should have no problem. Charles Fish Tank says, "Who's invited? We're at the beginning stages, so we don't know yet." Kayla says, "Man, y'all are lucky. I want to go to Thailand. My boss is in Thailand for a month." That's kind of, I don't know, just interesting tidbit. Your 240-gallon behind you would be awesome. It would be, but we're on a second floor, level floor here, so I think it would probably fall through. Yeah, Charles, who's invited to the collecting trip? It's probably going to be anyone that wants to go. Caitlin says, "Do you have another job besides YouTube and selling fish?" Neither YouTube or selling fish is my job, so I do have a full-time job. This is still just a hobby for me. Yeah, 907. We just had a loach guy come do a talk at our aquarium society, and he recommended at least 3 for basically any type of loach. Charles says he's down to go to Peru. Yeah, it's not very expensive for the 15-day. So you fly out of Florida, obviously, and well, maybe it's not obvious, but so for me, it's $1,000 to get to Florida, and then the 15-day package is only $2,500, and that includes food, lodging, and it also includes shipping back any fish that you collect. LR Brett says, "YouTube doesn't pay much unless you're PewDiePie," and he took a huge hit. So it's definitely not a full-time job. Maybe when you get to like Joey or Dustin status, you can turn it into a full-time job. Inquisitive Fish Guy says he's just an engineer. Yeah. I just think it's fun. How is your wee dog now? Doing really well. Kyle says, "Not snow, just cold and wet." So what is it, like 60 there? Charles Fish Tank says, "I'm going to start planning now. What's the website?" It's Go Wild Peru. And also, if you look at Rachel O'Leary's channel, she interviewed the 2 guys that actually do that. So you'll get a lot of good information there. That was about a month ago, I think. I know Dustin went to Peru a while back. I'm not sure who he went through. It wasn't these guys though, because he said he paid like $7,000 to go. So I figure 3,500 is kind of a steal. Brian says, "I have a hard time in Peru. So many ancient sites and so many cool fish." Yeah, the 15-day package, they're supposed to take us to Machu Picchu as well, so that would be super awesome. IFG says, "YouTube brings in a decent side money. Just have to know how to play the angles." Yeah, I got my first YouTube check last month. That was pretty exciting. Chance says, "So you're a Niners fan, eh?" Apparently. Snowing in Alaska. Good. Kyle says he would throw some in the jar. It's cool because you can give, but yeah, I found out the percentage is a lot higher than I thought. Thanks to everyone on YouTube, I was able to find out the percentage. It was like 29 cents per transaction and 3% of the total amount. So it ended up being quite a big chunk. Jamie says, "Wait, YouTube pays very small amounts until you get huge." Are you planning a trip to Malawi? That's Lake Tanganyika is going to be my next destination. Warren says, "Sup homie, I'm in Shoreline and it's freezing. Go Hawks." Yeah, it's pretty dang cold here too. I want to get some different, 804 says, I want to get some different kind of live bears other than guppies, endlers, mollies, platies, swordtails. You should look up selectaquatics.com. Got all kinds of different types of live bears. Let me make sure I'm sending to the right place. Select Aquatics. There's a lot of goodie ads, which is a nice. How does YouTube pay? YouTube pays by the advertisements that you see or may not see in videos. They give you 50%. Yes, Select Aquatics is going to be your site for live bears. That is Greg Sage, who is super awesome and probably has the best quality live bears that you're going to find. Here, I'll type it for you. Selectaquatics.com for live bears. Yeah, if you're sick of those, look up goodie ads. That's what I'm going to look into. I used to keep the tequila goodie ads, but not anymore. Dwayne says, okay, I gotta go get ready for Lucas live stream. Right, Lucas? Yeah, I'm gonna order some pizza right now for Lucas's live stream. I think so. I'm getting pretty hungry. You ever use Aquabid, and do you have a favorite dealer? I have used Aquabid, although it's been so long, I don't know that I remember what I bought. I've used Aquabid to sell lots of plants. Let me see if I can. That looks like too much work. YouTube, think by the views, active ad click. So YouTube pays, they're kind of changing the algorithm, but its total watch time is really big, and engagement, user engagement, so up likes, dislikes, comments, things like that. Is Lucas the same as LR Brett's? Yes, sorry. I probably should have clarified that. And Kayla, I am ordering Domino's because I have a free pizza. Someone have a link to Lucas's channel. Yep, I have. Oh, no, I did have it up. It's LRB Aquatics, but I will get it for you. LRB Aquatics. Here we go. LBK Nugs. That's not your name, Lucas. That is LRB Aquatics. Cheesy bread too. Well, I'm not trying to get that much fatter. I think I'm just going to stick to the pizza. I actually had a hoodie designed for me, and I got it in extra large, and it still didn't fit. So that kind of sucked. Short says, I'm going to go charge my battery. Oh, you must be watching on your phone. Yep, I will see you guys there. Where do you buy your rainbows? I get them through our Seattle Aquarium Society. We have a lot of members that breed them. And then I also get them from the Wet Spot in Portland. Edward says, where are you based in the States? I'm in Seattle, Washington. He says he's visiting New York and Vegas for New Year's Eve. Ugh, I couldn't imagine being in Vegas for New Year's. That would be a nightmare for me. I don't like people that much to be surrounded by that many of them. Oh, I just left the site. Which goodie? I really like the tequila goodie ads, but they're all pretty sweet. I'll just look through them and get whichever ones you like. Alright, well, hey, Filthy Phil, you caught me right when I'm logging out. I think I'm going to shut it down. Yeah, the trout goodyids are awesome. I'm plenty fat to stay warm already. Do you talk to any UK hobbyists? Only if they're on YouTube. I don't know. I know there's a couple of them on YouTube that I talk to. But yeah, I think I'm going to shut it down for the night and head on over to LR Brett's Aquatics YouTube channel. So thanks for hanging out and testing this with me. I'll try to figure out a schedule so maybe we can do it again. Once this uploads, if you want to put in a comment what time works better for you guys. Real quick, do you like the Green Machine? I really enjoy his videos. Yep, they're awesome. So if you want to keep going, head on over to LR Brett's. Oh, let me link it one more time. LRB Aquatics, Lucas, right there. He's gonna start his live stream probably right now. So thanks again, guys.